Why are you of all people here right now, Dalton? Don't you know that we are a family of some of the most well-known lawyers in this area? Despite all the effort that we put into you, you failed the bar exam and brought great shame upon this whole entire family. After that, we had to cut ties to your uneducated self, and yet, here you are today, at your brother's wedding of all places. Why did you think coming here today would be a good idea?
Hi, Mom. It's been a long while. I was invited to be at this wedding today, so that's why I'm here.
You were invited? What kind of nonsense are you going on about right now? There's no way any of us would be willing to invite a disgrace like you to the wedding of a lawyer today.
You're calling me a disgrace now? I get that I wasn't able to live up to all your expectations, Mom, but that doesn't mean you can call me something like a disgrace.
Stop whining about what I'm calling you. You failed the bar exam because you are too stupid to be a part of this family. All of that money, all those years of raising you into what I thought would someday become an even better lawyer than your dad has gone to waste.
Mom, I tried my best back then, okay?
I bet, but your best was nowhere good enough to make you into a productive member of this family. Now stop acting like your trying your best was a good excuse for failing that exam. Do you think you can use that kind of childish excuse on everything that you fail at in life? If you don't come out with my excellent results in the end, then that means you wasted people's time, money, and efforts.
Hold on, though. Just because I failed it the first time doesn't mean that I can't take it again. You can take that exam up to 5 times, so me failing the first time wasn't the end of everything for me. I think you all cutting ties to me after something as simple as failing on my first try was way too much.
Listen here, Dalton. Your brother Seth went and studied way harder than you for that exam. And you know what? He went out and passed it on his first try. I feel like your dad and I were stabbed in the back by you for failing your exam after all the time and money we put into you. It makes me really embarrassed and infuriated just thinking about all of that. And now, you're trying to say that failing the first time, just because things might have not have gone your way during the exam, makes you one of the most, if not the most already worthless human in existence.
What?
Anyway, having a disgrace like you here at this wedding is going to lower the rest of this family's status. So, you leave this wedding venue right now.
All right, I'll go then.
Dalton, before this wedding starts today, do you mind coming over and introducing yourself to everyone? When do you think you can be over here? We're all waiting for you.
I'm sorry, Jessica. I think I'm gonna go back home after all.
What? What's going on with you right now?
Actually, I've been a bit hesitant towards all of this for a while now, but there's something I've been really needing to say to you about who you're getting married to today. Your husband is my brother, actually.
Wait, what? Are you serious? Wow. What an insane coincidence, I guess. Does that mean he's your brother from that family of yours that all went and cut ties to you a while back?
Yes, that's him. And actually, I just heard from my mom for the first time in years a little bit ago. And as I was expecting from her and the rest of them, they all said some really hurtful things about me.
No way.
I think me being a part of the wedding today is only going to make things worse for all the guests here. I wouldn't want to ruin your wedding since you've been looking forward to it for such a long time now. I know that today is supposed to be a very happy day where everyone's all excited about you. But I just can't be knowing they're all here. I'm really sorry for this, Jessica.
You don't have to be.
I promise that I'll explain a lot more about what happened back then to you another day.
Wait, Dalton, please don't leave my wedding.
What? But if I stay here with all of you, I might end up causing your special day to be ruined. All of my family, and I'm sure plenty of their guests, hate me.
I get that, but I invited you here today to be one of my special guests and to celebrate me while I'm up in front of you all. You are here for me as my guest, not theirs. And I have a right to choose who I want here to be with me, which means that no other person here can tell you you have to leave without my permission. Understand?
That, I understand, but
Don't worry about them, all right?
But they had all been a really difficult family for me in the past, and I know that they won't like me sticking around this wedding any longer.
I know, but they're all my family now as well, right? If they say anything else or do anything else to you, Dalton, you come tell me immediately so that I can handle them myself. You got it? Even when the ceremony is in full swing, you tell me.
Are you sure?
Dalton, I cannot stand seeing you get bullied by that family anymore. Now, could you please come find me so that you can introduce yourself to some of my guests out here? And after that, I have one thing I'd like to talk with you about regarding Seth.
Okay, Jessica. I'll be right out.
You still haven't gone home yet? How much longer do you plan on sitting around at this wedding doing as you'd like? I'm telling you right now, if you try any funny business today at Seth's wedding, it will not go easy on you.
Mom, I would never do anything to mess with Seth or this whole wedding today. I'm just here wanting to enjoy it, and I want it to go smoothly, just like all the other guests here today.
But how much of what you're saying to me about that is actually true, Dalton? Anyway, I'm betting you're still single, right? Have you ever had a chance at finding someone who'd be willing to go out with you and get married? Of course not. A loser like you would never be able to find anyone that could love you back, since you failed your first attempt at the bar exam.
Stop that already, Mom. You want to know the reason why I failed that exam my first try? Because of you and Dad always pressuring me about how the family is a highly respected one since everyone in it is a lawyer and all that. By the time I had to sit down and take the exam, I couldn't focus because all I heard in my head was you guys yelling at me about how I needed to be perfect at everything.
Excuse me? All your dad and I were doing was providing you with the reasonable guidance you needed in order to succeed in this world. So don't start blaming the both of us for your failures.
Ugh, I knew you were gonna say something like that. Don't worry about me, though. I promise I'm not gonna go around this wedding today talking to any of your guests. And if any of them come to me, I promise not to tell them I was once a part of your family. Now, could you just leave me alone, please, Mom?
That's not the issue I have with you today. The issue I have is with you just existing in the same building as the rest of the family. None of us, not your brother, not your dad, and not myself, invited you to be at this wedding today. In other words, there is no possible way that you have a seat here with us.
You still don't get it then, do you, Mom? I wasn't invited to this wedding today to be Seth's guest. I was invited to this wedding today by my friend Jessica, who's the bride to Seth.
What? Wait, you know Jessica? And you called her your friend?
And she's not just any friend of mine either, but a very, very close friend that I've been talking to for a long time now. And as one of her best friends, I'm supposed to be giving a speech for her today.
I never knew that. Well, so be it. None of that matters to me anyway. There is still time before this wedding starts, and you cause all of this event to be ruined, so get out of here! Leave right now, Dalton. And you go apologize to Jessica, telling her that you have to leave. Right now.
Mom, I'm not leaving this wedding. I promised Jessica that I'd be here to celebrate her big day today, and I will not break that promise to her. And I have a speech to give.
Well, then don't blame us if anything really embarrassing ends up happening to you today.
What?
I am not playing any more games with you, disgracing the name of this family with your filthy tongue. In that speech of yours you gave today, you told everyone here that you were the younger brother of Seth. How dare you? I will not forgive you for doing something like that.
But all I said were facts during that whole entire speech, right? What's the big deal here?
Everything is a big deal after all those things you said about us and your brother. Ever since we kicked you out of the house, out of the family, we've told everyone that we only have one child now, and that we never had you. But now, after what you pulled during that speech, I'm being asked countless times by all the guests what's going on, and why I never said anything about you.
I see. Well, why not just tell them the truth about it then? Tell them that you disowned your son a while back because he failed the bar exam on his first try. They should all be able to understand that reasoning, right?
I already tried explaining all of that to them, but that's not the problem I'm having right now. The problem I'm having is that everyone knows that a failure like you exists now, and that you came from our family. This family, a family of lawyers, cannot tolerate having someone like you being known when we have so much pride we have to defend. Did you not notice there were some very professional guests at the wedding today? Some very esteemed members of the legal community that were there among the rest of the guests for Seth. Seth had it all lined up getting married today to someone like Jessica, and he was about to make it out of there with his whole career ready to go. Yet now...
And? What does all of that have to do with me?
What? Are you kidding me? Because of you and that speech today, Seth and Jessica's wedding is going to be called off today.
Oh, so that's what you're really upset about? Well, don't worry, because it's not about to be. It's already called off, Mom.
What? What did you say?
But don't think it's happening because everyone here now knows about me existing. It's because of the way you and Dad insult everyone who never passes the bar exam on their first try, like you were doing to me before cutting ties to me. And you want to know something crazy about that? Jessica's father also happened to not pass his bar exam on his first try, meaning you both should be feeling the same way about him now too, right?
That can't be true.
Everyone in that room today was not appalled at me for existing, but at you and Dad for the way you treated me, and treated others as well. Jessica's father was even saying he couldn't be bothered with scum like you anymore once he's heard about that. So in other words, this has all happened because of yours and Dad's behavior.
You're lying.
I'm not lying about this, Mom. The only reason you're wanting to blame me for all of this is because that's the easiest thing to do, right? Blame me for all your problems and then you never have to take responsibility for anything. Well, now everyone knows about how you treated me like trash and that you only see me as a failure and as a disgrace to your family just because I failed the bar exam one time. I'm betting that now the family's reputation of being very compassionate lawyers is seen as a farce, all because you treated one of your sons the way you did. It's only natural now that Jessica and her family would want nothing to do with all of you. This is all the result of your guys' own actions, so stop trying to blame someone else for them.
The reason I've been treating you like that is because you're a failure.
All right then, what about Jessica? If she were to make a mistake after marrying into your family, would you be kind and understanding of her?
I would at least go a little bit softer on her.
But you would still treat her worse than any self-respecting parent should, right?
No, I wouldn't. And why are you even asking me a question like that anyway? Unlike you, Jessica would never make the kind of mistakes you have.
It doesn't matter if she would or wouldn't. I just wanted to hear from you whether you would be kind to her or not, and from what you said, you made it sound as though you'd still be unfair and awful to her.
Enough of this already, Dalton. I see now that talking to you about all of this is a complete waste of my time. I'll go and talk with Jessica myself about this, and explain to her that she shouldn't hang out with piles of trash like you. And then, once I have her cut ties to you, you'll have no more friends, and nobody else to call family. And right there is the life of a failure like you deserve. Jessica, all of that about having the wedding and marriage canceled was a joke, right? Well, after hearing that from you, I've really put some thought into everything. This wedding is supposed to be about you and Seth, right? Yet it's all been about Dalton this whole time. I understand that things may not have gone as planned there, and I am very sorry for that. So please, let's just forget about everything that had to do with Dalton and focus on your big day with my son.
That wasn't a joke. Did you really think I was joking when I said to everyone that this wedding was over with?
What? Of course I did. Why would you ever want to give up this beautiful wedding you have here? With my son, of all people.
I can't believe this. Let me make myself very clear here. I would rather live the rest of my life as a single girl than have to marry into such a disgusting family like yours.
Jessica? I can't believe you would say something like that about us. That must be Dalton's bad influence getting into your head, right? That has to be. I'm telling you, Jessica, you shouldn't be judging our family based off only what a disgrace has told you about us.
Then why did you judge Dalton based off of one failed exam? You went and blamed him for not passing it the first time without even thinking about why that could have happened to him, right?
Jessica, I know that you are Seth's wife, but you cannot talk about me like that, okay?
Why not? You seem to think it was okay to talk about Dalton that way. He is one of my most dearest friends, and having to hear stories from him about the way you treated him broke my heart. Wasn't he your son? How can you say and do things like that to your own son? And all those times I saw Seth today making fun of Dalton alongside you guys? What a joke. The moment I started to realize that he was just as bad as both you and your husband have been, I started to lose my feelings for him. And that's why I'm going to be divorcing Seth.
No, Jessica.
And no matter what else you try and say to me about this, my decision is final. I am going to divorce Seth, one way or another.
I don't get it, Jessica. Why do you care so much more about someone like Dalton than you do your own husband and family? He's nothing more than a failed law student.
Because Dalton was the one who saved me. Him and I first met with one another when we were studying abroad over in the UK. I had no clue who anyone really was over there yet, and one night while I was on the subway, I started to get harassed by a group of guys. When I got off at the next stop, trying to escape them, they came after me and threw me to the ground. But just before they could do anything to me, Dalton came around the corner and told them all to screw off. And when some of them wouldn't, he pushed them down and told them to get up and run with him. If it wasn't for him coming to my aid then, who knows what those men would have done to me in that subway. Ever since that day, him and I have been best friends, and I have never felt so close to someone before in my life like him. And as for that one bar exam he failed, who cares? It was his first try, and he still had plenty more chances after that to try again and pass. It's not some kind of a crime to fail an exam. So how about you stop treating him like he's some kind of a criminal and lay off?
You might not be aware of this, Jessica, but in our family lies plenty of highly praised lawyers that the state count on for justice. And when someone like Dalton chooses to fail at their first attempt at the bar exam like that, it's the same thing as him committing a crime to our family. That is why in my family's eyes, our treatment of him was just.
Is that so? Then I guess there really is no point in trying to reason with you anymore. I have another plan up my sleeve though for you, so don't worry. Do you remember who the head of the law firm is that Seth has been working for?
Huh? That would be your dad, right? I met with him when Seth first went and started working for him there.
That's right.
So, what does that have to do with me?
I went and spoke with my father about all of this earlier. He's going to receive an official notification soon from the firm, but it seems like Seth is going to be let go now and won't be allowed to work for my father again.
What? That can't be true. Your dad is a very prestigious man, and his firm is known globally for working in international affairs. Seth being able to work under him is a big deal for our family as a whole.
Considering what a lot of the other lawyers here with my family today said about Seth, him continuing to work under my father would be a major downside to his law firm's reputation. My father is now planning on holding a major meeting soon, where he will not only announce that Seth and I will be getting a divorce, but that Seth will also be let go from his current position.
No, you can't let that happen to him. Seth is a very young and strong lawyer, and after a few years of working with your dad, he was planning to go independent.
Well, thankfully, him being let go will help accelerate his plans of going independent, right? Sounds like a win-win situation to me.
No way! But Seth doesn't have the experience he needs to go independent. Please, Jessica, go and ask your dad to reconsider what he's doing here.
I'm sorry to say this, but that's not going to help anything. When it comes to my father, once he's made his mind up about something and someone, it cannot be changed. And when it comes to what you said and did to my dear friend Dalton, a man that my father also happens to respect, you really sealed your son's fate. Neither one of us are going to forgive you for all of that now.
Jessica?
Now, before you cause any more problems like you've already caused today, give up and accept what's going to happen.
But I married into this family of very prestigious lawyers, which means that I can't give up. I have to protect this family's name by saving Seth's marriage and career.
I mean, I guess you don't have to give up then. The outcome is going to remain the same for you and Seth anyway. Anywho, from now on, please never text or call me again. If you'd like to talk to me, please go through my father, and I'll promise I'll respond to you then. Since we are all lawyers here, we all know just how important it is to have a good lawyer during situations like these, right?
No, Jessica, wait! Seth's career and his life! Ever since that wedding, our lives have all gone to hell for us. And as for Seth, he is completely out of it ever since being told that Jessica wants to divorce him. How dare you do something like this to us, after we went and cut ties to you, and I told you to stay away from the wedding. Do you feel satisfied with what you've done with us now?
Hello again, Mom. You're making it sound like all of that was my plan from the start. Let me just remind you that all of this was your doing and that I was just playing along with your game. If you hadn't said all those things about me and acted the way you did at your son's wedding, none of this would have had to happen to you guys. All I did was show up to a wedding that I was invited to by my friend who just so happened to be Seth's bride. And when I gave that speech, all I said was that Seth was my brother and that it was nice to see him again after so many years. I never once said anything about how you went and disowned me and for what reasons. You guys went and caused a scene right after that, which led to everyone finding out about your bad reputations. And that's all.
Always making crap up like that. You haven't changed one bit, have you? If only you had just left the wedding like I told you to, then my family wouldn't be having to go through hell right now.
You haven't changed one bit either, Mom. Still acting like a child, thinking that everything is about you and that family. Did you still think that by talking down to me like you did at the wedding, I'd be willing to actually listen to you? Maybe that's exactly what you expected to happen, considering how you treated me before and during my bar exam.
I was doing what I had to as your mother and as a part of this family.
And you think that gets you a cookie or something, treating me like you did? It sounds right now like you wish to be thanked for the way you raised me.
You should be thanking us for what your dad and I did for you.
Really, Mom? Then you must have forgotten completely what you'd done to me back then. Whenever my grades were bad in school, you know what you guys did. You would take my head and dunk it in a bucket of water repeatedly. And when my mock exam scores were not high enough for you guys, you'd force me to go without barely any food for a week. You guys also never allowed me to get a part-time job like all my friends were doing. And you'd never even let me hang out with anyone because you wanted me to lock myself in my room all day and study. All of that pressure led to me getting really stressed, and that led to me developing a few stomach ulcers. I told you about how the doctor said that to me and that I needed some time to rest. Yet you complained that I was a bad son and needed to work even harder. I know I failed that bar exam the first time because of the insane pressure you and Dad put on me. You can't blame me for not passing an exam that was treated like the decider between life and death in our family. I was stressed beyond belief, and halfway through the exam I broke my pencil with my grip because I was so afraid of what had happened after. I failed that first exam because of the way you and Dad and everyone in the family treated me. I won't thank you for any of that.
So you're still going to blame me for failing that exam?
Guess what, Mom? A year after you and Dad both chewed me out and disowned me, I went and took the exam again. And when I did, I passed it.
No way. You weren't able to do that when you were with us. You should have been able to do it under our guidance. That must mean you just got lucky. Don't act like you passing had anything to do with us getting rid of you.
Do you have any idea how tough things were for me after you guys forced me onto the streets? I had to go out and find work, and work close to 60 hours a week, all so that I could make ends meet for myself. I actually had way less time than I did at your house to study because of that. But I was able to pass the exam still, and do you know why that was? Because I was finally able to study at my own pace without having you and Dad screaming at me in my right and left ears.
I doubt that. You just got lucky, Dalton. Nothing about studying at your pace should have allowed you to pass the exam.
What would you know about the exam and studying for it anyway, Mom? You just married into a family of lawyers and have been a housewife the whole time. How come you always talk about how you're some kind of lawyer as well when you've never worked as one or even studied to become one? You're nothing more than Dad's housewife.
I'm still married to a very powerful lawyer, though, right? Which means I hear about his work all the time. And without me supporting him at home, he'd never be the man that he is today.
Sure. Whatever you say, Mom. By the way, did I ever mention to you my current job? Right now, I'm working as a corporate lawyer for this very large company. As you might have heard from Jessica already, I first met her in London while I was over there studying. I was actually there studying to get my international law license, and I passed that exam as well. From there, I worked as an international lawyer for some time alongside her father, and after a couple years, I then started working as a corporate lawyer for a very massive multinational company. But you haven't seen me bragging about all of that, have you? And that's because I'm nothing like you, Dad, or Seth, and don't give a crap about status.
No way. How? How could someone like you end up becoming so successful? Dalton, if you really are working in such a high-level field, you can be a part of this family again. And since I'm allowing you to be with us again, could you please help Seth get a job at that company you're in? If he were able to have the chance to start working for a company as large as the one you've told us about, I'm sure he'd feel better about what all happened. And if you're worried about whether or not he has the experience to work with you, I can vouch for him.
Are you serious? Now you want me to be a part of your family again? Wow. I never want to see any one of you ever again, Mom. I may be your biological son and all, but you guys were the ones that went and abandoned me. I really cannot understand how the tables have turned just like that. Now you're wanting my help with Seth? No, thank you.
But he's your brother. Are you really just going to abandon him now?
You really think I want to hear that from the person who forced me out of the family over a single failed exam?
Because at the time I thought you'd become a failure.
Yes, I'm aware of that, after all the times you went and called me both worthless and a disgrace. But now that you're asking for help from a failure like me, doesn't that make you a failure as well?
I don't care if you or anyone else calls me a failure for asking this. I just need you to help Seth get his life back.
If this is what's led to his whole life being ruined, then I guess that means he was never cut out to be a lawyer, Mom. Now, don't ever talk to me again, please. Goodbye forever.
Dalton! Wait!
I was able to get that divorce from Seth with no real trouble at all.
Congratulations, Jessica. That's wonderful news.
You helped me with a lot of the paperwork for that divorce as well, so I have to thank you for all of that. I appreciate what both you and my father did for me.
I was actually asked by your father if I'd like to come back and work with him full-time again, but I had to tell him that I'm very happy with my current job. Maybe I'll consider going back to him if one day I'm let go by my company or something.
What are you saying, Dalton? No company would ever let go of such an excellent lawyer as you.
Thanks for saying that. Anyway, I'm really sorry for all the trouble my family ended up causing yours. Had I never went and attended your wedding, none of this would have ever had to happen, and you would still be married.
I thought I told you this already, Dalton. This marriage both myself and Seth agreed to was only done for Seth and your family's sake, it seemed. Seth never really loved me for me, and was only really wanting to be my husband so that he could have a 100% chance of moving up in my father's law firm. Back when I first started to even go out with him, all his parents would ask about is my father, and the kind of opportunities he could give Seth.
But you at least felt some sort of love for Seth, right?
Maybe a little bit. But even if that was really love that I felt, the moment I saw your parents and Seth insulting you with my own eyes, those feelings were gone. So please, don't worry about what happened with my marriage. It was all going to become a disaster someday anyway.
Thank you, Jessica. I've been wanting to ask you this then, or rather confirm this. Are you still going to be my best friend?
What? Of course I will, Dalton.
A few days after having lost his new wife Jessica to divorce, Seth tried to get back out in the world and find a new job at another firm. At first, it sounded like he really had some newfound energy and that he was really confident that he'd be able to find some work somewhere. But after being told off time and time again, he started to lose hope. Seth finding a job was never going to happen for him anywhere around this town, considering that all of the law firms heard about what happened, so none of them would take him. This caused him to once again lose any motivation to work and go out, and now he spends all his time in his room, back home with his mom and dad. My mom, on the other hand, hates having him around the house all the time doing nothing at all, and will get into arguments with him at least 3 times a day over it. The house ended up becoming such a terrible place with this unbearable atmosphere that my dad stopped going home to them after he finished work. I haven't really talked to any of them since that last chat I had with my mom before blocking her, but what one of my distant cousins told me, my dad is thinking of divorcing my mom and kicking her out of that house. I'm not sure what he'll end up doing with Seth after he kicks her out of his house, but I'm going to assume he'll be kicking him out as well. As for myself, I've been continuing my work after that incident and have a lot more energy now than I had before. And with Jessica having gone and ended her marriage with Seth, we still have plenty of time to see one another and go out quite often to see movies together or just grab a drink. We're even planning a trip back to the UK again to go and visit our old school there and some of our old friends from over in London. We're both really looking forward to it, and I hope we can take this trip sooner rather than later. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Indigo, what exactly was that video you sent me earlier? It's really puzzling. Why on earth are my belongings being taken out of my house? This is incredibly confusing. And by the way, when did you even come back home? Both Sam and I thought that you were gone for good. Oh, is it really so strange for me to return to my own home? You know, I find it quite amusing that you think that way. You really are a strange one, aren't you, Trudy? I must say you are truly failing in your role as a daughter-in-law. If a woman can't fulfill her duties as a wife and manage a household, then what value does she have? That's why I think you're completely useless. Honestly, a parasite of a daughter-in-law who relies on her in-laws should just pack up and leave. No, that's not fair. I was just at my family home to take care of my father-in-law. I wasn't there to be a burden on you. Did you even get the complete story from Sam, and do you really understand what's going on? Are you seriously looking down on me right now? You must be lacking in common sense and just plain rude. And let's not forget your father is currently in the hospital. He's not even here, right? If you don't kick out this leech who is using my family as an excuse to stay here, it's going to become a serious problem. Oh, I see. So this is your true intention, isn't it? You just want to get rid of me, don't you? Of course, I've practically left all the household chores to Sam. I thought you would have known that. Well, I'm working too, you know. I have my own job and responsibilities. How dare you, a part-time employee, act so high and mighty? Sam is a full-time worker. Don't you see the difference? A woman should learn how to manage the household well before she even finishes her compulsory education. It's just common knowledge. How can you be so ignorant of this? No, I actually don't know about that. Well, I'm definitely not a full-time worker, but I'm also not just a part-timer either. In fact, I heard Sam talk about this situation before. I thought you would know. Oh, really? I might have heard it, but I completely forgot. Honestly, it's quite embarrassing for a woman to boast about her job, after all. Not to mention having Sam speak on your behalf. That's just downright pathetic. Anyway, I threw away all your belongings while you were out. You can't come back anymore. I've made up my mind from now on. I don't want you to get involved with my family at all. Just stay away. Oh, is that so? All right, I understand. Well, take care of yourself then. I guess this is how things are now. Don't ever think about coming back here again. Oh, and when it comes to the divorce papers for Sam, make sure you send them through the mail. You absolutely must do it. It's important that you follow through on that. You think it's easy to just walk away from everything, don't you? You can't just toss away years of commitment and family bonds. What you're doing is cruel and unfair. I'm just doing what's necessary. You know as well as I do that this is what has to happen. Don't pretend that you care about the family when you're just a burden. How can you say that? You don't even understand the situation from my perspective. There is more to being a daughter-in-law than just following orders and managing chores. Family is about support and love, something you clearly lack. Oh, spare me the lecture. You act like you know everything, but your actions speak louder than words. You've shown me time and time again that you're not fit for this family. If you were truly committed, you wouldn't be so ready to throw it all away. You know what? I'm done with this conversation. You have made your feelings clear, and I see you for who you truly are now. Just remember, the door swings both ways.
I just checked in and it looks like we're still in time. The waste collection worker also thought something was off about Mom's condition. He said that everything has been kept as is, and once he finishes his work, I'll go pick it up.
Thank you, Sam. I am tied up right now, so I really appreciate your help.
Well, that's what we agreed on, right? Since you're the one helping me, I'm here to support you as well. But I really feel bad about Mom. I never thought she would come back today.
Yeah, it's strange. I thought we had changed the locks. I'm not sure how she got in.
It sounded like she knew about our lifestyle, didn't it? Yet you've never lived with Mom, so how would she know?
Ugh, I'm starting to feel a chill. If she pulls the same trick again and I have to call the police, that is going to be such a hassle. I'm seriously considering moving away.
I think that's the best option. Dad always said to leave the house to Mom, and it would definitely be quicker for us to just leave.
What about important things like bank books and valuables?
Did you forget that I tend to get anxious? They're safely stored in the safety deposit box at the bank.
You're amazing, Sam. I love you with all my heart.
What was that? But seriously, I'm sorry for dragging you into all of this. It's because I've been so useless.
It's fine, really. I'm doing this because I want to, but there's just one thing I need your help with to teach her a lesson.
Got it. What is it?
Sam's still not come back home yet. I know that I kicked you out of the house, but I never said anything about my son needing to leave too. Did you take him away with you? Oh, you brainless women are all the most useless things. How about you reply to me now, please? Are you purposefully ignoring me right now, Trudy? Oh, that is unbelievable. Why did my little Sam have to choose a woman like you? I told you to reply to me right now. Trudy, enough already. This is outrageous, you thief. Why on earth are we receiving reminders for my husband's hospital bills? Oh, I see the reminders have finally arrived, but I'm not a thief, you know. It's quite unfair to say that. Actually, I was paying through bank transfers, so calling me a thief is more about the fact that payments are just overdue. What? Overdue? Is something wrong with Sam? Oh, no, Sam is just fine. He's perfectly healthy and doing great. I don't understand. Then why is this happening? Why, you ask? Oh, it's because I've been paying my father-in-law's hospital bills up until now. What? But your father told me to stop getting involved completely, so I've ceased the payments. Why on earth? Why are you the one paying in the first place? I specifically asked Sam to handle that. Well, you know, end-stage cancer treatments and hospital bills are extremely high. Sam suggested it, but it seems your father-in-law never had insurance. At his age, being in his 60s, the out-of-pocket expenses are still significant. Plus, the extra charges for a private room can really add up, and despite having no chance of recovery, he keeps demanding treatment. Honestly, the salary of a full-time worker in his 20s like Sam isn't enough to cover it all. So, what have you been doing up until now? You're just a part-timer, right? I'm actually the president of a company that works with Sam's company. What? I'm not a part-timer. I'm on the side of hiring as a business owner. And fortunately, my company is doing quite well, so I have the financial means to help out. No way! You've got to be kidding me! I assure you it's true. Didn't Sam tell you about this at all? I thought he was just making a joke, something a bit too straightforward for him to say. Ah, I see. So you're the type who doesn't listen to the details, huh? Shut up! It's just that it's hard to bear knowing my daughter-in-law is a company president and earns more than I do. How could I possibly tolerate that? You really have some biases, don't you? Honestly, we don't care about any of that. I mean, I'm not very good at anything besides work, so I leave all the household chores to Sam. But let me tell you, he makes delicious meals, cleans, and does the laundry with such care, and he's always so calm and soothing. I've always wanted a husband like him. You're not bragging about him, are you? Oh, my apologies for that. This is why I had to make an agreement with Sam. He supports our daily life, and in return, I handle all the financial matters. This means I take care of my father-in-law's hospital bills completely. So, what does that mean? The sudden marriage between you two was because you pressured him with money? You are completely misinterpreting this. We'd been dating long before that, you know, but due to your father's hospitalization, things got tight and it became difficult to spend time together. I was the one who proposed, saying I'll cover all the costs, so let's get married. So, you're saying that what I said is nearly correct? What I'm trying to convey is that love is definitely a part of our relationship, Indigo. I can't believe this. I don't want to believe it. How about you actually sit down and listen to your son for once? Don't just interpret everything to suit your own narrative. Understand what he is truly trying to convey. This is ridiculous. You're saying all this while acting like it's so simple. You have no idea how complicated this is for us. I understand it may seem complicated, but trust me, it's not as difficult as it appears. Sometimes we need to face hard truths and accept them. That's part of growing, don't you think? Accept what? That my son's life is being dictated by money and your decisions? You think it's right for me to just stand by and let this happen? Look, I'm not asking you to stand by idly. I'm asking you to realize that you need to let him make his own choices. He's an adult now, and he deserves to live his life the way he sees fit, without your constant interference. But I'm his mother. Isn't it my duty to be concerned about him, to want the best for him? Of course, but wanting the best doesn't mean controlling every aspect of his life. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to support him, even if it's hard for you to accept. What do you even know about my feelings? You think this is easy for me? I'm not saying it's easy, but you're not the only one going through this. We're all trying to navigate these difficult waters. We're family, and that should mean something. Family? You think this is what family is supposed to look like? This isn't what I envisioned for my son's life. Perhaps it's time to reconsider what family truly means. Family should be about love and support, not about control and resentment. Maybe it's time to rethink your approach. What on earth is going on here? Why haven't you told me anything? I feel completely left in the dark.
Well, maybe you should take a closer look at the message history from the very beginning. I'm pretty sure I've conveyed everything clearly, both verbally and through text messages. It's not like I was keeping secrets from you.
It's just that I thought you were being kind and perhaps not very good at lying. I assumed you were going to cover for Trudy with those lies.
Honestly, I wouldn't go so far as to say that I'd lie to cover up my marriage to her. You have to understand that Trudy is only a little younger than me, but she's a company president and she makes dozens of times what I do. Honestly, I don't think I measure up to her at all. It's quite intimidating, really. But despite all of that, she tells me that she can't live without my home-cooked meals. She's the one who wanted to marry me, even considering my background as a young caregiver and a former neglected child. That speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Neglected? Oh, what do you mean by that? That sounds terrible. I can't believe I'm hearing this.
Well, it's the truth. My father was always working and never around, and my mother hardly ever did any housework or looked after me. She was always out socializing. I remember those days vividly. She calls me by my first name and acts overly protective, but come on! I think she only sees me as a convenient tool for her needs, a resource to rely on. It's really hurtful.
That's not true. I love you. I was just tired and couldn't handle all the housework. Your father was always prioritizing work and never paid attention to us. I'm not good at cooking, so I often resorted to instant noodles and ready-made meals. I was genuinely trying my best in my own way. You sensed that and started helping me, didn't you? Right?
No, I had to do everything myself just to maintain a semblance of a normal life. Back in elementary school, I learned how to hold chopsticks from my friends and took home economics classes to learn household chores. I borrowed your words, and I became quite skilled at these things, despite being a guy. It's not what society expects from someone like me. But Trudy was the one who recognized that and complimented me for it. And that's how I started accepting myself. But you, Mom, how can you tell Trudy how to be a good wife when you can't even handle these basic responsibilities yourself? It's hypocritical.
I only said that because I thought it was for your own good. It's completely normal for a mother to be strict when it comes to her son's happiness, don't you think? I was just trying to look out for you.
So, you leave everything to your precious son regarding your husband's care and all the expenses while you go off and live your life? Why did you come back home, Mom? You left 6 months ago. You've had your long stints of running away before, haven't you? And each time you returned, it was with a pile of debts. Because of that, Dad had to step in and ended up not having any money left for his own treatment. He was forced to bear the burden of your choices.
I genuinely feel sorry about that, and I truly do, but I am reflecting on it. I want us to be on good terms moving forward, so let's start over, okay? I want to make things right. Can't you see that?
You're full of lies. I genuinely don't understand any of this. Why would you do something like this? Isn't Dad gonna divorce you? I'm also guilty for coming back when I heard Dad was terminally ill, but I'm firm on one thing. I won't reconcile with you. I can't be around you, Mom. You've caused too much pain.
No way! Are you really going to abandon me? We're blood related, mother and son. This is not how family works.
That doesn't matter to me anymore. By the way, how did you get into the house? I'm genuinely curious about that.
Well, I used some tools. I had no choice. I didn't want to be locked out.
So you picked the lock? That's criminal behavior, you know. Did you also exploit Dad to dig into our lives? Did you manipulate the situation to get what you wanted? Still, it's bizarre that you don't know about Trudy's job. I mean, come on, it's not like I've kept it a secret. No, maybe you even set up cameras in the house to spy on us. That would make sense.
But it's my home. Isn't it normal to want to know about my family? I just want to know where everyone is and what they're doing. I care. By the way, where are you right now? You never answer when I ask. It feels like you're hiding something from me.
I moved out on the day you kicked Trudy out. It was a necessary step for me.
What? Where to? You can't just vanish without a trace.
I won't tell you. I don't want to deal with you showing up at my new place. It's my life now. Dad seemed to believe until the end that you would come back, but I can't keep this up anymore. I'm severing ties here, and this is where it ends. I'm done.
You are the only person I can rely on. You have to understand how desperate I am. Please wait for a moment. Can't we just talk this through?
Goodbye, Mom. You've been quite the negative example for me throughout my life. I'm sorry it has to be this way, but I need to take care of myself. You've taught me a lot about what not to do, and I need to move on from that.
Sam, don't leave me like this. I'm still your mother. You can't just cut me out of your life. This isn't right.
It's too late for that. You made your choices, and I have to make mine. Goodbye.
Earth were you thinking when you sent that video just now? Why are you in such a beautiful house, you and Sam? It's obviously a mansion. Oh, I just wanted to let you know that the items you've sent for collection have been safely retrieved. I thought this might be a good way to inform you about that and also to showcase the new place. It's quite similar to what you did, isn't it? What do you mean similar? You've stolen Sam away from me. Well, if you didn't want to lose him, maybe you should have treated him with a bit more care and respect. What did you just say? Look at me. I've always been told by men that I lack charm because of my personality. I've always felt I'm not cute at all, and I struggle with being vulnerable. It's Sam who spoils me and makes me feel cherished. What on earth are you talking about? Are you trying to harass me? No, I'm just sharing a bit of how things are. Sam is great at spoiling me, but like me, he struggles with being spoiled himself. I mean, look at what you both have done to him. You're partly responsible for that. What do you base that claim on? A father who doesn't want his beloved daughter to dislike him lets her do whatever she wants, and a mother who takes advantage of that to have her fun. You leave when debt piles up, and you think that's acceptable? It's clear that your actions have led to the downfall of our family. And in the end, both of you rely on the son you neglected and abandoned. Well, at least your husband, even in the midst of his cancer pain, has apologized to Sam. I respect that he doesn't want to push someone who is already struggling, but I will never forgive you for that. So, what about the hospital bills? Oh, I just wanted you to realize the importance of being responsible for your own actions when I stopped paying for the hospital bills. Don't worry, I'll make sure to transfer the payment later. Well then... No, Indigo, you need to understand this. You are in the wrong. You should start repaying the debts you've accumulated. It's time for you to stop using your husband and son when it's convenient for you. Why is it okay for you to pay for Dad's treatment but not for me? Aren't you wealthy? When I lived with your in-laws, I was also helping with Sam's caregiving. I wanted to see what it was like for myself, and I must say I was shocked by what I found. You clearly have no intention of hiding your infidelity. There were piles of expensive clothes and cosmetics everywhere. That's because women need a lot of things. The more clothes, the better. And Sam's room? I was astonished. It turned out to be a closet. He said it had remained that way since he moved out, and sure enough, everything from his desk to his clothes was stuffed in there. You were letting someone who spends all their time outside take over multiple rooms. What's wrong with that? You just pushed all my things into one room without asking. Yes, of course, I wanted our couple's room. That's completely reasonable. I understand that you feel your territory has been invaded, but honestly, I think the biggest stain on Sam's life is you. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! You're meddling in things that don't concern you. I'm a woman, you know. I deserve to be protected. My husband should be dedicated to me, and that's just how it is. It's only natural for children to strive for their mothers. After all, I gave birth to him. Men are supposed to dedicate their lives to women, right? Huh? You should look up the word common sense in a dictionary. Your way of thinking isn't typical at all. It's outdated and just your own delusion. People say children can't choose their parents, but in your case, you hit the jackpot in reverse. Shut up! Sam is my property, and you have no right to interfere. Excuse me? Don't get it twisted. He is my husband and a human being. A mother has the duty to raise her child, but she doesn't have the right to own them. You think he's your property? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. What do you mean? Oh, there's no reason to protect someone so pathetic. There's no value in that. So that's your true self? You're rotting from the inside out. I don't even want to call you my mother-in-law. You're nothing but trash. How dare you speak to me like that? Who do you think you are? I am the president of a company, but let's talk about your position. Do you even understand your own status? I'll say it again. I am the president of a company. I was the one paying your husband's hospital bills, and I'm also your son's wife. If Sam says he wants to cut ties with you, then I will cut ties with you as well. Wait a minute. What about my debts? What will happen to my life? I don't care. You're a stranger to me. You can sell your possessions or your house to repay what you owe. Good luck with that. Thank you for your time. You can't just abandon me like this. You don't understand. Indigo, let's get one thing straight. You need to start facing reality. You've made a mess of your life, and it's high time you dealt with it. Your actions have consequences, and you can't keep running away from them. You keep trying to manipulate people around you to get what you want, but that stops now. You're not going to drag Sam into your problems anymore. He deserves better than that. You think you're better than me just because you have a job and a title? You think that makes you some kind of authority? You're just a woman who got lucky, and you're going to pay for what you've done to my family. I am not lucky. I have worked hard to get where I am. You wouldn't understand what that means, would you? You've been relying on everyone around you without taking responsibility for your life. It's pathetic. It's time to stop using people as your crutches. You need to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet. You're overstepping your bounds. You don't get to lecture me about anything. I've had enough of your nonsense. Just because you think you've got it all figured out doesn't mean you have the right to dictate my life. This isn't about dictating your life. It's about opening your eyes. You're living in a fantasy, and it's time to wake up. You're not the victim here. You have hurt people, and you need to take responsibility for your actions. That includes your husband and your son. If you don't start doing that, then you'll only find yourself more isolated and alone. You're wrong. You don't know anything about me. You think you're so smart, but you're just playing house with my husband. He was mine first. You don't get to come in and act like you're the one who deserves him. You need to understand something very important. Love isn't something you can claim like a trophy. It's earned and nurtured, and right now I'm the one who is doing that. You let Sam down, and now you expect him to just come running back to you? It doesn't work that way. You're going to have to face the truth that he's happier without the chaos you bring. No, you're not taking him away from me. I refuse to let that happen. I am his mother, and I'll fight for him. You think you can just sweep in and take everything from me? This isn't a fight you can win. It's about what's best for Sam. And right now, that means giving him the space to thrive without your negativity. You need to let go of your possessiveness and understand that he is his own person. He's not a toy you can control or a prize to be won. It's time for you to back off and realize that you've pushed him away, and you have to own that. You don't get to dictate my life or my relationship with my son. I am still his mother, and I won't just let you take him away from me. You can't force me out of his life. Maybe not, but you're making it a lot harder for yourself. You have to understand that if you continue to behave this way, it will only lead to further alienation from him. No one wants to be around someone who only thinks about themselves and their own needs.
The funeral for my father is over now, although, to be honest, it was just a direct cremation since I was the only one there.
Thank you for letting me know. I know this might sound strange, but do you think it was all right that I didn't go?
Yeah, it's fine. We had decided together that this was how it would be. When the reality of his impending death really set in, he got scared and opted for life-prolonging treatments. This ended up putting an even bigger burden on everyone involved, so he asked that we keep the funeral low cost. It feels a bit too late for such considerations, though. Still, in those final moments, he expressed his gratitude towards you.
I can't quite grasp that sentiment. Was it truly a parent's heart speaking? My own parents divorced quickly and pushed me out without much thought.
That must have been a pretty tough experience to go through, I imagine.
Yeah, it definitely was. That's why I really want to cherish the family we have now. I'm determined to become the best wife I can be, and a good mother, too. I want to put in the effort to make that happen.
I appreciate that, and I'll do my best, too. Trudy, I'm really grateful that you chose to become part of my family.
Sam decided to renounce his inheritance rights to his father's estate and chose not to see his mother. It was a difficult decision, but one he felt was necessary. The truth was, his father's savings were already depleted, and there wasn't much left for him to inherit in any case. However, the house that Indigo had been left was soon to be put on the market. It seemed likely that she had been unable to pay off her debts, leading to the foreclosure of her property. The gossip from the neighbors suggested that Indigo had even spent a few nights camping out in the park, struggling to cope with her sudden change in circumstances. Then one day, it was said that she was picked up by a black luxury car and whisked away to an unknown destination. This revelation left me feeling a mix of concern and disappointment. I couldn't help but sigh, realizing that she had probably been drawn into darker circles, perhaps trying to escape her financial woes or find a way out of her situation. Meanwhile, my life with Sam has been quite the opposite. Our newlywed life has been going smoothly, and I am grateful for it every single day. I'm treated to delicious home-cooked meals every day, which is a far cry from the chaos that surrounded me before. It's hard to describe how relieving it feels to be free from the burdens of a toxic family environment. Being away from that difficult dynamic has given me the space to focus on building my life with Sam, and for that I am genuinely thankful. I know that there are still many people out there struggling with their family ties, battling the complexities that come with blood relations. It's a harsh reality that many find themselves in, and I hear about it often from friends and acquaintances who still are entangled in their own family dramas. Blood relations can be incredibly troublesome and yet somehow profoundly strong. It's fascinating how family ties can exert such a powerful influence on our lives, pulling us in directions we might not wish to go. The expectations, obligations, and emotional weight that come with being a part of a family can be a double-edged sword. In many ways, family can offer support and love, but it can also become a source of pain and conflict. For me, I am finally able to forge my own path without the toxic influences of my past weighing me down. It feels liberating to create a space for myself and Sam, free from the shadows of our parents' mistakes and issues. I often reflect on my upbringing and how it has shaped me into the person I am today. I'm determined to create a nurturing environment for my own family. Should we decide to expand it in the future, Sam and I talk about our hopes and dreams. And it feels so good to be able to envision a future filled with love, laughter, and understanding. The contrast between my old life and my new life with Sam couldn't be more pronounced. Where once there was a confusion and conflict, there is now clarity and peace. I want to embrace this newfound freedom and make the most of it. I understand that life can change in an instant, and I want to cherish every moment I have with Sam. The bonds we create are the ones that truly matter, not those formed by mere blood. I feel fortunate to have found someone who understands me and supports me wholeheartedly. As I watch Indigo's situation unfold from afar, I can't help but feel a sense of relief that I've moved on. While I hope for her well-being, I recognize that I can't allow myself to get caught up in the turmoil of others. I have my own life to live and love to cultivate. In the end, the ties that bind us are often not as straightforward as they seem. The complexities of family can be overwhelming, but I am learning to navigate my own course. I hope that others in similar situations can find their own paths to freedom and happiness, just as I have. After all, it is the relationships we choose that often define us far more than those we're born into. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Mike, I'm so excited about our wedding tomorrow. After a year of waiting, we can finally get married.
Yeah, me too.
Did you finish all the preparations?
Can't you do that for me?
You could help a little, but I'm sorry my surgery delayed everything.
You keep bringing that up. It's getting annoying.
Sorry, it's just been on my mind lately.
Well, keep it to yourself. Tomorrow's about me too. Now we can finally be a real married couple.
What do you mean by real married couple?
I'm just saying the ceremony'll make everything perfect.
Okay, what does perfect mean to you?
I mean, sure, we signed the papers and all.
Isn't that what makes us married, though?
Just having a marriage certificate doesn't make it feel real. Having a wedding ceremony makes us a real married couple.
You think so?
Of course! Once you have a wedding ceremony, you can't just get divorced so easily.
What do you mean?
I mean, everyone will be watching tomorrow. Family and friends.
Are you worried about divorce already?
Don't be stupid. I'm talking about commitment. We're making vows in front of everyone. That way I feel like a ceremony will be more serious than just signing some papers.
The wedding ceremony isn't about preventing divorce.
Think whatever you want. Just remember who's in charge after tomorrow.
Well, you paid for most of the wedding, so I won't complain. I wasn't that invested in having a ceremony anyway.
I put a lot of money into this. Don't forget that.
How could I? You mention it every day.
Watch your tone. I paid for it, so you better do it right.
Everything's good. It will be perfect.
It better be. I've invested too much in this.
You keep saying invested like it's a business deal.
Marriage is a contract. Remember that.
I know. I just can't wait for the move, too.
Yeah, about the move.
Have you packed anything at all?
No, that's woman's work. Finally moving from this tiny apartment to a house? It looks like a nice place. I even asked Misty to help.
Misty? Your coworker?
Yeah, she's good at organizing things.
Why are you asking her instead of helping yourself?
She offered. Problem?
You should have done more yourself. There's so much stuff to move.
You handle it. You're better at these things.
Better at doing everything while you do nothing?
Don't start with me.
The packing is almost done anyway.
Good. You got all the paperwork sorted too?
Why don't you check any of the paperwork yourself?
Because that's what I have you for.
Everything's ready. The moving company is coming the day after tomorrow.
And the house is all set?
Yes, I handled everything just like you asked.
Perfect. Tomorrow's the ceremony, then we start our new life.
Yes, our new life.
Can't wait to see you in your dress tomorrow.
I hope you like it. You picked it.
Had to make sure you looked right.
Right for the photos?
Right for everything. This is my big day too.
Our big day.
Yeah, whatever. Just make sure everything's perfect tomorrow.
And what if it isn't?
Then you'll regret it.
Don't worry, everything will go exactly as planned.
Good. Now get some sleep. We have a big day tomorrow.
Aren't you coming home tonight?
Working late. Don't wait up.
With Misty?
Mind your own business.
Good night, Mike.
Night. Don't mess anything up.
I won't. Everything will be exactly as it should be.
It better be.
Trust me, tomorrow will be unforgettable.
Is the new house cleaned yet?
What? We just had the wedding yesterday and I just finished packing everything.
So you've been lazy all day?
I've been packing since 5 a.m.
That's not an excuse. Then what have you been doing all day?
I've been organizing the move. The trucks are coming in an hour.
That's not the priority. Then get cleaning right now. Let the movers handle the rest. You need to clean the new house.
The movers need someone here to direct them.
Figure it out.
That's impossible right now.
Not impossible. Just do it. Mom's coming tomorrow, by the way.
Wait, you want me to clean an entire house today? How am I supposed to be in 2 places at once?
That's your problem to solve.
Your mom's in quite a rush. Why is she coming right after we move in? Oh, is she coming to help?
You're so naive.
What do you mean?
She's moving in too, so obviously she's sending her stuff. You'll be unpacking it all.
What? Moving in? I don't understand.
Don't play dumb.
I genuinely don't understand.
Yeah, we're gonna be living together. That's what's happening. Got it? So make sure the place is ready for her tomorrow.
Hold on, we talked about this. We agreed on no living together with your parents.
That was obviously a lie.
What? What do you mean?
Shut up. Don't talk back to me, slave.
Did you just call me a slave?
Get used to it.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
You can't be serious.
I've been waiting for this moment. Not just some marriage certificate, but a proper wedding ceremony. Now you won't dare mention divorce. Not that you could divorce me anyway, since you don't even have a job.
Is that what you think?
That's what I know.
Actually, I do have a job.
Working from home is basically just a side gig. You've got no money and can't get divorced. You're stuck with me. Finally got myself a slave. I've been holding back until now, but from here on out, don't you dare defy me.
You really believe that, don't you?
It's not about belief, it's reality.
Wow, quite the personality change. How long have you been planning this?
I had to hide my true self because I couldn't risk you running away. So from now on, what I say goes. That stuff about not living with my parents before the wedding, that was a lie. Mom's stuff is already on its way. Just accept it.
And you waited until the ceremony to tell me this?
Of course, now you're trapped.
I've already sent some stuff to the house, too. And to be clear, I've known your true nature all along. Thanks for leaving all the packing to me. It worked out perfectly.
What are you talking about? Just get your head straight right now. That's an order. A jobless nobody like you has no right to talk back.
An order? Really?
Yes, an order. Get used to it.
And if I refuse?
You won't. You can't. You're trapped now.
You sound very confident about that.
Because I am. Now stop wasting time and get to work.
The moving truck should be there any minute.
Good! Then you can start cleaning as soon as they unload.
You really think everything's going according to your plan?
Of course it is. I've thought of everything.
Have you really?
Stop with the attitude and do as you're told.
Oh, you'll see what kind of work I've been doing.
What's that supposed to mean?
You'll find out soon enough. By the way, how's Misty these days?
Mind your own business.
Oh, but she is my business, along with all those hotel receipts.
What are you talking about?
Check your email. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
You're bluffing.
Am I? Maybe you should ask your mother about bluffing. Your mother-in-law is moving in. I'm so excited about the move. Did Mike tell you to message me? I don't need his permission to talk to my slave. Oh, Linda, I'm excited too. Now you won't have to keep making those unnecessary overnight stays to make me take care of you. After all, you'll be able to work me like a slave every day now. Just as it should be. Just like the old days, right? You're finally learning your place. Oh, that's right. I'm really looking forward to it. Like all those times before the wedding. Exactly. Those were good practice sessions. When you made me scrub the floors at 3 a.m. or clean your house for 16 hours straight? Oh, that was nothing. Wait until we live together. Even when I was sick? Oh, sickness is just laziness. That's how it should be. A daughter-in-law belongs to her husband's family, and what we say goes. If I tell you not to sleep, you work through the night. That's just common sense. Just like when I was bleeding. Stop bringing that up. Of course, I'll work hard to become a good housewife like you. You have a lot to learn. What's my first lesson going to be? Oh, you'll find out tomorrow. Much more training needed. Like the bride training you gave me last year? Oh, that was just the beginning. When you locked me in the basement? You needed discipline. That's right, you're still so inexperienced. I'll manage everything about you so you don't get sick like last year. Can't have a slave racking up medical bills. That puts us in the red. Yes, I'll try not to cause any more trouble. Good girl. Will you let me see a doctor this time? Doctors are for the weak. Just like when I was in pain last year? Stop bringing that up. But it's such an important memory. Important how? Oh, you'll see. Remember the hospital bills you refused to pay? Well, that wasn't my responsibility. I wouldn't dream of it. Just remember your place. Oh, I know my place perfectly. Good, because tomorrow starts your real training. What kind of training do you have planned? You'll work until you drop. I look forward to it. Good, I have big plans. So do I, Linda. So do I. What's that supposed to mean? Have you checked your bank account today? What are you talking about? You'll find out soon enough. Don't try to be mysterious. Just be ready when I arrive. Tell me, did you keep those videos? What videos? The ones of my training. Well, that's none of your business. Everything is ready. More ready than you can imagine. Good, I'm bringing all my things. Everything you own? Of course, I'm moving in permanently. Perfect. Bring everything you own. Oh, I will, and you'll organize it all. Just like I organized the evidence? What evidence? Trust me, I'll make sure everything ends up exactly where it belongs. Keep talking like that and you'll regret it. No, Linda, you're the one who's going to have regrets.
What the hell is going on? I went to the address you gave me and it's just an empty lot. What's happening?
Did you check the address carefully?
There's nothing here.
Nothing at all?
Don't play games with me. Where's the house?
Oh, Mike, you finally figured it out? The house purchase was a lie.
What? You can't be serious.
Every document was fake, every photo was staged.
This isn't funny.
It's not meant to be.
What the? Where are you then?
I'm back at my parents' house. Our old place is already sold. Though I didn't expect you to sell the apartment without telling me. If you hadn't done something so reckless, you wouldn't have lost your home.
No. Where am I supposed to live?
That's a good question. Where are you going to live?
You're lying. This can't be happening.
Check your old apartment. It's gone too.
The apartment management will let me back in.
With what money? You already took the deposit.
Wait a minute. What's going on here? You planned this?
For a whole year.
This has to be some kind of joke.
No joke. Just karma. The whole thing about buying a house before the wedding was a lie. Those photos I showed you, just random pictures. You fell for it completely. And your self-centered mother predictably tagging along, it all went exactly as planned, almost too perfectly.
You can't do this to me!
I already did.
You slave! How dare you lie to me!
Still calling me a slave? How's that working out for you? Keep calling me a slave. It just proves my point.
This is illegal!
Actually, it's not. I never signed any house purchase documents. You're one to talk about lying, and I don't want to hear the word slave from someone who treats their wife like property.
Why, you?
Why me what? Finish your sentence.
You're gonna fix this right now!
Or what? You'll make me clean your non-existent house?
I'll make you regret this.
Like you made me regret getting sick? Listen here, I was planning to get revenge on you and your mother all along. You both treated me like dirt, barely even human, playing the nice, caring family until marriage, then nothing but abuse. You think you hid your true nature well? Please, you were transparent.
You ungrateful...
Ungrateful for what? The abuse? The affairs?
Those never happened!
Getting pushed into traffic, locked outside in winter, you really did whatever you wanted. Well, no more holding back now.
That never happened!
I have proof of everything.
What proof?
Every text, every video, every receipt.
Shut up! Don't you dare talk to me like that!
Or what, you'll lock me in the basement again?
You're my wife! You have to obey me!
Correction, I am your soon-to-be ex-wife. You had the wedding ceremony to make divorce harder, right? Too bad. I spent this past year preparing for revenge. I wanted to take you down before the ceremony, but the preparations took time, and I wanted to drain as much money from you as possible. Oh well.
You can't divorce me!
Already filed the papers.
I won't sign them!
You will when you see what else I have. Watch me. Thanks for the pointless wedding ceremony. Get ready for hell.
You're the one who's going to hell? Just fix this house situation. You said you bought it. I demand you fix this now.
I already told you it was a lie. There's no house. Deal with it.
Where am I supposed to go?
Maybe ask Misty. Oh, wait, she's married, isn't she? That sounds like a you problem.
What about my mother's stuff? The movers are on their way!
Better call them and cancel then.
Cancel to where?
Not my problem anymore.
This isn't over.
Actually, it is. But don't worry. This is just the beginning of what I have planned.
You won't get away with this.
I already have. Check your email. There's more paperwork coming.
Stop sending me this stupid paperwork! You're wasting paper! Don't send any more!
Did you read it carefully?
I'm not reading anything from you!
You should, especially page 6.
I told you I'm not reading it!
It's not a waste, it's necessary. At least for me. Why don't you just sign the divorce papers and pay the settlement? And if you have complaints, talk to my lawyer.
Lawyer? You can't afford a lawyer!
You never asked what I do for work, did you? Actually, I can afford one.
Stop lying!
Check my bank account. Oh, wait, you can't. You never had access.
This is ridiculous! You're the one who suddenly wanted a divorce! If anyone's paying settlement money, it should be you!
Suddenly? How is this sudden?
We just had our wedding ceremony!
And you just revealed your true self.
You trapped me!
Like you tried to trap me? Maybe if I was asking for divorce out of nowhere, but this divorce is because of your cheating and debt, so you're paying. Should I forward the hotel receipts to your work email?
Ah, what are you talking about? Debt? Cheating? Stop making things up! You have no proof!
Remember those late nights at the office? Come on, who sells their apartment right after supposedly buying a house? That's not normal. I figured out right away you sold it to pay off debts.
That's not why...
Then why?
You don't know anything! Don't act smart, you slave!
The receipts from the Hotel Crown say otherwise. I'm not acting smart. You're just being dumb. And again, with the slave thing, look who's talking. You looked down on me thinking I couldn't divorce you because I was unemployed, but I make more money working from home than you do.
What?
Want to see my tax returns?
You're lying!
I'm a freelance programmer. Well, more like a tech generalist. I make websites, manage them, fix broken programs. I do all kinds of things, and it pays pretty well.
That's impossible!
Check my LinkedIn. I have 47 5-star reviews.
You made that much? Why didn't you tell me?
Why should I? So you could spend my money too? You left everything to me and never bothered to ask. Face the reality. Your dream slave doesn't exist. What kind of husband doesn't even know his wife's income? Meanwhile, I know all your dirty secrets. You didn't even try to hide your affairs.
Those weren't affairs!
No? What would you call them?
Business meetings!
Business meetings don't leave lipstick on your collar. Lipstick on your shirts, hotel receipts in your wallet, line notifications popping up clear as day. Show some respect. Anyone would divorce you with this much evidence right in front of them.
It's not what you think!
Then what is it? Explain.
The affairs are your fault! I cheated because you wouldn't get pregnant, so it's not my fault, it's yours!
Don't you dare! Because I wouldn't get pregnant? Are you kidding me, you piece of garbage? I can't get pregnant. And why can't I get pregnant? Because of you and your mother.
Stop blaming us!
Who should I blame then?
What are you talking about?
Want to see my medical records? You want to know the truth?
What truth?
I can't get pregnant because of you two. I had to have my uterus removed because you and your mother forced me to work so much that my condition wasn't discovered in time. And you had the nerve to blame me for not getting pregnant? I can never have children because of you two.
That's different!
Different how?
You should have said something.
How dare you say that? I begged you to let me see a doctor.
Well,
Well, what?
you're just weak. A stronger woman would have managed.
Like your mother, the one who tortured me?
That's because you didn't take care of your health properly. Anyway, I'm not at fault, so I won't divorce you or pay any settlement. Too bad for you. If you want a divorce, you pay me, and you better get us a proper house, too.
Keep digging your grave deeper.
What's that supposed to mean?
You'll find out when you get the next set of papers.
More threats?
Check your email again. Not threats, promises.
I'm not reading any more of your emails.
The police will make you read them. What have you done, you worthless daughter-in-law? You told us to sell our house because you bought us a new one to live in together, and now we're homeless. What are you going to do about this? This isn't a joke. Like it wasn't a joke when you sold my belongings? Stop playing games. Do about what? You're the ones who decided to sell your house, and maybe you shouldn't have listened to this worthless daughter-in-law so easily. We trusted you. Like I trusted you to take me to the hospital? Well, that was different. We trusted you. You set us up. Just like you set me up for your bride training. Your house was a horrible place for me, so I wanted it gone. You started this whole living together thing on your own. I never once said we should live together. Sure, Mike mentioned it might happen, but I never agreed. I thought Mike was buying a house for us. You manipulated us. Remember when you manipulated me into signing those medical waivers? Oh, that was for your own good. Stop being so self-righteous, you horrible girl. If you lied about buying the house, then let us live at your parents' place. That's only fair. Fair? You want to talk about fair? If we're talking about what's fair, why don't you just make things right first? Make what right? The hospital bills, the therapy costs, the medication? What are you talking about? Remember last winter? Don't pretend you've forgotten, Linda. You did nothing but torment me. The moment we signed the marriage certificate, you locked me up for bride training. When I begged you to let me go to the hospital because my stomach hurt, you said pain goes away if you keep working and forced me to stay overnight. That's why my tumor wasn't found in time. You are twisting things. Should I play the videos you recorded? What? The ones where you're screaming at me to keep working? You said your stomach hurt. I thought it was just constipation or something. The uterus is in the abdomen too. I thought it was digestive issues at first too, but it wasn't. When I finally got to see a gynecologist, the doctor told me I had to choose between having children and staying alive. Well, that's not my fault. Who locked me in the basement when I tried to leave for the hospital? What? So, last year's surgery was... Are you finally understanding? A hysterectomy. My womb is gone. You understand? Your house was a place I wanted erased, so I made you sell it. You can live on the streets for all I care. Now I won't have to stay over and take care of you anymore. From now on, I am spending my time on myself. You ungrateful child. Ungrateful for what? The abuse? For giving you a family. It's still your fault for getting sick. Get us a home. Still blaming me? Like mother, like son, you are both hopeless. Get ready to face the consequences of your actions. You can't do this to us. Already did. Check your mail. What mail? The court summons. Oh, we'll fight this. With what money? What house? What lawyer? I have friends who can help. The friends you told about abusing me? You'll regret this. No, Linda, you're the one who's going to regret everything you've done to me. We're family. Family doesn't torture family. I was trying to make you stronger. By destroying my body? We stopped being family the moment you started treating me like property. You owe us. I owe you nothing but payback. living in the house you sold? You have less than a week before eviction. Why don't you just leave? Mind your own business. The new owners are getting impatient. They can wait. We're not leaving. The new owners won't be as patient as I am. I am burning your paperwork. Did you read page 12 about the criminal charges? Their compensation claims for making me infertile. You wouldn't dare. Check your email. I sent copies to the police, too. Stop making up lies about us causing your infertility. You don't have any proof. It's all made up. Made up. Remember how you used to record my training sessions? Actually, I have proof. I recorded everything you did to me, and I kept all the documentation. And I'm filing a police report, too, so be ready. You can't! I already did. The detective was very interested. Police report? Why now? Perfect timing, isn't it? Because this is the perfect timing. Even if you get arrested, you'd still have assets left if I did this earlier. I wanted to take everything from you, leave you without even a place in society. Though I'll admit gathering evidence and building the case took longer than expected. You planned all of this? Every single detail. Please wait. We don't have any money, and if we get arrested, what are we supposed to do? Oh, now you want to negotiate? Now you're worried about the consequences? We can work something out. Like you worked out my training? Well, the money from selling your house went to Mike's debts, right? What should you do? Figure it out yourself. You said my medical bills would put you in the red. Well, I'm not asking for anything as gentle as putting you in the red. Go bankrupt for all I care. Lose everything, both of you horrible people.
Sarah, please!
Back for more?
Please, Sarah, I'll sign the divorce papers and I'll figure out the settlement somehow. Just please give me something in the division of assets. I already signed the divorce papers. Come on.
Too late for begging.
I'll change.
Like you changed after marriage?
But don't you love me anymore? I love you so much.
Are you serious right now? You loved me, but cheated on me and called me your slave? Are you okay in the head? You don't really think I'd believe such obvious lies now, do you?
People can change.
People can. You won't.
Yeah, just believe me. I'm telling you, I love you. You made me lose everything.
Everything? Oh, don't worry. You haven't lost absolutely everything yet. I sent your personal belongings to a storage unit I rented. All of your stuff is there, so get it soon. The contract expires in a week.
A week isn't enough time.
More time than you gave me to recover from surgery.
That's impossible on such short notice. We don't have any money, and where are we supposed to live?
Not my problem anymore. Should have thought about that before selling your house.
You can't just leave us homeless!
Why not? You left me bleeding. Well, you can't live in the house you sold anymore, so go somewhere else. Though Linda will probably be arrested, and staying in hotels with credit cards will only work for so long. Maybe try being homeless somewhere. Anyway, bye.
You can't leave us like this!
Watch me.
Wait, please! Please, Sarah!
Begging won't work. No.
We can fix this!
There's nothing to fix. It's impossible. I've already filed the police report and the compensation claims, so I can't take them back. Just give up.
We can work this out!
Work what out? Your abuse? My infertility? There's nothing to work out. Goodbye, Mark.
Sarah, please answer!
This conversation is over. Talk to my lawyer from now on. After that, Mike tried living in the storage unit I rented. But of course, when the contract expired a week later, he and his mother were arrested for trespassing. Linda was arrested again for assault and defamation against me. Apparently, they put my name down as their guarantor, but I played dumb and said I was just a stranger. Both parent and child were arrested, and Mike's debts increased with my divorce settlement. Linda got buried in compensation payments to me, and they both ended up drowning in debt. Their lives effectively over. Even after they get out, they'll never be able to live normal lives again. As for me, after going back to my parents, I started living alone with the money I received. While it's truly unfortunate that I can't have children anymore, if I decide I want children in my life someday, I'll consider adoption. But first, I need to find a life partner, which I'll do at my own pace. It's a joke that a high school dropout loser like you would want to be coming to my wedding now, right? Sorry, but if you were serious about that, you're not allowed to come. Ray? What are you talking about right now? I understand that that's your wedding and all, but that also happens to be my older brother's wedding, and I plan to be there for him. He's already invited me to it himself and said that he has someone special there he'd like me to meet with. Now, the fact that you just started to call me a loser for being a high school dropout as well is a bit... Well, let's just say I don't like you calling me that, okay? So how about you leave me be and just ignore the fact that I'll be there with my brother's guests? Oh, you don't like that? Does it really matter, though, what a high school dropout loser likes and doesn't like? I'm sure you don't even understand those feelings you have anyway. Honestly, it's too crazy that someone in this day and age never graduated from high school even. I guess your parents really gave up on you, didn't they? I can't even begin to comprehend how the little sister of a doctor like Grayson ended up being you. It really makes me wonder what went through your parents' minds at the time. I can see you're having a ball there talking without getting any reactions from me. But, Ray, you do realize that I am much older than you, right? I know that you're my brother's fiancé right now, but in terms of who's had more experience on this earth, it's me. So at the very least, you should just be a little bit more considerate of what all I've had to go through. And I mean that very seriously. We're supposed to become family pretty soon here once you've married Grayson, yet the way you're treating me right now leaves a lot to be desired. To be frank, I'm a bit worried about how things will play out for you. Great point. You are, in fact, 6 years older than me, right? And what I've heard is that you're that age, yet you still haven't gone back to get a GPD and are just running around freelancing and doing nothing else. Are you not embarrassed to be like that? Well, I never said that I'm a freelancer right now. I just got back to the US and will be here for a little bit, so since I haven't been having to work at all lately, I've been picking up some odd jobs to keep myself busy. And soon I'll be heading away again to go back to my actual job. Well, that all doesn't really matter to me anyway. All I really care to say here is that a lowlife like yourself will not fit in well at my wedding. How about you think about the kind of person you are before making your next move? I'm sure that even Grayson wants you to start thinking about who you are to everybody else more. You think he does? I'm not sure that's the case, but it was him who invited me out to his wedding in the first place. That was just him being kind, right? I'm sure that since he's your family, he thought that he had to do that, or else he'd be making himself look bad to the rest of the family, right? Grayson is just a really nice guy. I really don't think that's why he invited me. If it really is the case that you don't want me coming to your wedding at all, then, well, I guess I have no other choice, do I? But I'm going to talk with my brother about that first before I make my final choice. The whole reason I want to be at your wedding is for the sake of my brother and nobody else. Have you still not come around to realizing that my happiness only comes when Grayson is happy? Of course you haven't, because you're just an idiot who knows nothing at all. You say that you're older than me, yet I feel bad that your brain doesn't develop alongside the rest of you. This is the first time I've ever been slandered so much by another person who I barely even know. I can tell that talking with you isn't getting us anywhere, so I'll be going. I'll go and have a talk with my older brother, and then after that, I'll see what I decide to do. About your wedding, it's still all right if I come to it, right? I just had a talk with Ray, and she doesn't really seem to think too highly of me.
What? Why not? What all did she say to you as her reason why? And as for the wedding, it's meant for my family. So of course it's still alright that you come.
I've always noticed that Ray has had something against me, but recently it seems that her hatred towards me is only growing stronger and stronger. And I'm thinking that because she'll be married to you now, she wants to get rid of me entirely. It seems that she has this misconception of me, all because I'm a high school dropout.
Does she feel that way because you never ended up getting the equivalent of a high school diploma before working? I've already explained to her that you didn't go to school in the US, so the system was different. But I guess she's always said she understood me and never said anything bad about you.
Well, that's just the kind of person she is. She wants to make you happy, and she knows that making poor comments about me would upset you. If you think I'm going to get in the way of things at your wedding, I'm more than happy not to come. I'll celebrate with you in another way. How does that sound to you?
What are you talking about? Aren't you wanting to meet with the hospital's owner?
That's right, Fred's going to be there.
Well, of course he's going to be there, since he's my boss and wants to celebrate with me. You rarely ever get to come see me, so I wanted to make sure that the both of you could meet at my wedding. He already said to me that he's looking forward to it. It seems like he has a lot of things he'd like to ask and talk about with you.
Is that so? Then I guess there's no way I can miss out on that wedding of yours.
Everything Ray has been saying to you is just one big misconception of you. I'll make sure to go and set her out straight. Don't worry about her. I want you to be at my wedding, no matter what.
I wonder if Ray will really be willing to listen to what you say to her.
I'm sure it's not wrong for you to wonder that. Anyhow, I want you at my wedding. Not only as my little sister, but for the sake of meeting with my boss.
Understood. If you're asking me that much, then I guess there's no way I can say no. Then I'll see you on your wedding day. And while I'm there, I'll make sure to keep some distance from Ray as to not start anything that would ruin the day. I've actually been really looking forward to this wedding of yours. You found your seat, right? So if you're really wanting to stick around to watch the whole wedding, then that's the seat you're going to have to sit in. I think that seat is perfect for you. Ray, what is going on here exactly? From what I've seen, my seat is the only one outside the room you'll be having your wedding in. This has to be some kind of joke or prank, right? It's not some joke, though, and not a prank. Even the lady at the front desk was surprised when she realized the location of my seat. Are you not embarrassed to have done something as petty as this to me? Don't you think that this is a little bit too childish of a thing to do for someone your age? Say whatever you'd like about it, you high school dropout. I do not want someone like you getting in the way of my wedding with an elite doctor. And since you still could not understand what I wanted, I did the best I could to get you to understand that today. All of those warnings I gave to you, and yet you still came waltzing in here like there was no problems in sight. Really, aren't you embarrassed by the way you've been acting? I'm not ashamed at all of what I've done. But if that's all you still have to say to me, then my only option really is to leave this place. Are you okay with me not attending your wedding today? I want you out of here right now. An elite doctor doesn't need some kind of sad excuse for a little sister like you anymore when he'll have me now. But hey, can you at least thank me for getting a seat set up for you? Did you come to the wedding of two doctors in hopes of finding yourself a man? Excuse me? As far as I know, you're not a doctor, right? Only Grayson is. I'm sure you wouldn't be able to understand what that meant, being someone without a high school diploma. I work as a doctor's assistant in the hospital, and that means I have a history working as a doctor. Huh? I've made sure that you have a seat out in the hallway so that you can enjoy the sounds of our wedding if you want. Appreciate the fact that I'm even letting trash like you into the same building as two doctors' wedding.
Who do you think you are saying that to her?
What? That was just my brother, and it seems that the hospital's owner saw what you've been trying to do to me. Huh? The hospital's owner? Who are you talking about? I'm pretty sure you'll figure that out here pretty soon. Now I'll be going. Tell everyone that I was forced to go home by you, and I'll let my brother know that I'm leaving now too. I'm sure that you'll be regretting everything really quick here, but that's none of my concern now. Please enjoy whatever's going to be left of your wedding today. That's even if you can still have one. Willow, where are you right now? Answer your phone right now. No, just get back to my wedding. What's that? Why are you talking like nothing crazy just happened between you and I? I thought that we both came to the conclusion that I couldn't be at your wedding anymore after what you said and did to me. You think I really enjoyed having to look at my phone as you went off on me about not having a high school diploma and that I'm not good enough to be around my brother? I'm sorry, but that'll really hurt me and will not go away now just because you want me back there so badly. That's not what I'm talking about right now. Things have changed. So could you please come back here right now for me? I'll apologize for whatever I said to you earlier. It's too late for your apologies now, Ray. What? Why is it too late? Don't say things like that to me. You think you have the right to tell me when I can and cannot forgive you? After you just kicked me out of your wedding in such a way that even shocked my brother and the hospital's owner? Calling me a lowlife all because I never graduated from high school. You acted in such a way in front of people like Fred that even he no longer wants anything to do with you. And now my brother is pissed off at you for all of that, right? But Willow, I didn't think that old geezer would actually turn out to be Grayson's boss. What was that? Aren't you starting to work for the hospital as well now? Yet you still don't recognize the man that runs and owns the hospital? When I interviewed for my position, I never met with the owner. So of course I was never going to know about him. I give up then. You really wanted to work for a hospital like that with that kind of lacking enthusiasm? Well, it's not like that has anything to do with me now. And from what I've heard, it sounds like Fred has had enough of you as well. And my brother is very, very upset with you right now, is he not? What the hell is going on here? Why the hell do you, of all people, know Grayson's boss so well? Well, that's because I was part of the surgery team that went in and helped with Fred's brain surgery. You're lying, right? Then that means everything they were just talking about is true. You heard about this from Grayson? Or did Fred come up to you and explain his relationship to me? I don't really care who you heard it from, really. Just know that it's the truth. I know that you've been calling me a high school dropout loser all the time, but that right there is a very huge and upsetting misconception on your part. My brother never said anything to you about me being a loser for the path I've chosen, because the only thing he's told you is that since middle school, I've studied overseas. Wait, sure, I heard all of that from him, but that means your last bit of education within the States was from middle school, right? In other words, that means you never graduated from high school, right? Are you kidding me? You thought that just automatically meant I dropped out of high school and did nothing with my life? Why would I ever have a reason for doing that? After I came back from studying in Europe, I came back to the States and made sure to test for the licensing that I've needed. Which means you've never had the right to make fun of me or treat me like I'm worthless, like you've been doing this entire time. I'm sure it's too late to be learning about this now, though, right? If you did graduate from high school, then you could have been at the wedding had you just told me the truth. And had you just listened to what I was saying and listened to what my brother was saying, neither of us ever said that I dropped out of high school and never got a diploma or anything. You were the one that just chose to ignore the both of us and make up your own story for me so that you could make fun of me, right? I'm so sorry about that. Look, I just apologized to you, right? Right? So things are okay now, right? I had no idea, all right? I never thought that you, of all people, became a surgeon, a brain surgeon at that. Had I known that I would have never done any of those things to you. This was all just a misunderstanding on our parts, okay? Now, forgive me. The thing is, though, this isn't a problem where I can just forgive you and everything will go away, right? I am over dealing with someone as self-centered as you. I have nothing else that I want to talk with you about over the phone, and I sure do not want to see your face again. To tell you the truth, I'm happy you made this decision for us. Don't say something like that, please. You and I are supposed to become family now, right? I'll apologize for all the things I'd been making fun of you for before, okay? Let's just change the way we think of one another and have you come back to this wedding, okay? If you don't come back here soon, Grayson said he'll have this whole wedding canceled. The hospital's owner has already left and gone home. But as long as you come back here, I'm sure everything will be just fine. As sisters-in-law, let's both you and I start to behave well with one another, okay? Okay? No thanks. Why won't you come here? I am asking you with every ounce of my body here. It doesn't matter how much you beg me to come back. I don't care about you anymore. I like to think that this helped my brother finally come to an understanding of things as well. And he's going to rethink a lot of things now regarding him and you. What? Rethink things regarding him and I? What do you mean? He and I are already technically married, so there's nothing he needs to rethink now, right? There have been a lot of things about you that I've brought up to Grayson that I've said are very strange. And that's led to him hold off on handing in your marriage papers, all right? What? Huh? What are you talking about right now? This is the first time I'm hearing about this. So you're saying that Grayson is still not gone and handed in our marriage papers to the courthouse? But he and I are living with one another now. I'm pretty sure, knowing my brother, he's explained all of this to you once before. He's not the kind of person that you are, where he'd just go do everything without talking to anyone about it first. And from what he told me before today, he was going to hold off on handing in any of the official documents until after the wedding had finished and he got a proper read of you. What? He talked about something like that? Grayson's told me that a lot of the times that he comes up to talk with you, you just sit there on your phone and never even look him in the eyes. Is that true? Perhaps that's the reason you never hear about anything he says to you about the more important things in your relationship. He found the way you behaved rather strange and, quite frankly, rude. And it was because of the way you acted with him that he wanted to wait and see what happened at the wedding. What do you think about giving up on marrying him now? Huh? You think I should just give up now? We're already at our wedding now, so there's no way we can say that. The fact that you're trying to ruin our marriage now is just the worst. I don't think I'm getting in the way of your marriage to Grayson. It's just that after all the things you've done, your best bet is to stop thinking about becoming Grayson's wife. By the way, you're the only one to blame for all of this. But there's no way our marriage is not going to happen, right? I've already gone and told everyone that I'm going to become the wife of a doctor. If I'm embarrassed this badly by you all, then my parents will be finally forced to disown me. If you're embarrassed? So you're not already embarrassed by everything you've done today? I guess you just don't get it, do you? Today you went and embarrassed your fiancé, Grayson. It wouldn't really matter if it was the other way around, since you're neither a doctor nor someone with a lot of worth. But my brother Grayson, he's the head doctor of that hospital and has a lot of people that rely on him and his image. Yet now everyone knows about how his bride went and did something terrible in front of his boss, in front of that hospital's owner. Do you still plan to embarrass my brother more or something? I told you I didn't know he was the owner of the hospital. If I'm not able to marry Grayson, then I'm going to be in huge trouble, okay? We already work within the same hospital, so things would sour there. And I've already went and bragged about how I'm going to become a doctor's wife to everyone. And like I was saying, you're not even married to him yet. I think this just goes to show that you have less common sense than most high school dropouts do. Anyways, making fun of me for being one when A, I never was one, and B, you're much worse than one. Now how about you stop trying to keep things going with Grayson before you embarrass him even more? But I will not allow this wedding and our marriage to not happen. You and the owner of the hospital have nothing to do with our marriage, right? This marriage is just between Grayson and I. If you really think that this marriage is going to end now, then it has to happen at the hands of Grayson himself. And if he really does choose to do that, then I'm going to get a settlement from him for ruining my life. What's that? A settlement? Absolutely. I've had to go through all this hell, and I shouldn't have had to go through any more because of my own fiancé, right? And if this wedding is really canceled and Grayson calls off the plans of marrying me, I'll have every right of getting one. And I'm getting it from you because of all the crap you've done to me that caused this. I knew it. I knew something like this might end up happening with someone as dumb as you. Ray, this pretty much means that you've not learned one thing about what you've done wrong today then, right? I haven't done anything wrong. I get that I just apologized to you, but that was just a lie on my part to try and get you to come back here. Yet you're still not coming back, and because that's going to cause this wedding to be canceled, I'm going to make you pay for the damages. Make sure you pay me every single penny I ask for. I think that my brother and I wouldn't have any issues paying you a settlement, but it's not going to be him or I that have to pay a settlement, but you, right? Huh? What are you talking about? Why do you think that I'd have to pay for anything? I'm the one that's about to lose my wedding and marriage. I'm going to get my money from you both. And then after that, you will be going to my parents apologizing for what you've done to me. You're the one who should be apologizing, though. Is this some kind of a childish joke? What do you mean by that? Man, people like you, Ray. You really thought that you could get this far without someone learning about how you've cheated on my brother and stolen money from his wallet? What? Hold on a second. What was that? Stop trying to make up lies about me now, all right? I'm going to sue you for trying to defame me next if you keep that up, you freaking lowlife. If I'm a lowlife, then what does that make you? Are you considered a monster or something, or are you worse than a simple monster? My brother has known for a while now that you've probably been with someone besides him. But we were both hoping that with the wedding coming up, you'd stop going out with that other man. My brother's been told a lot lately that he's getting older now and should be getting married soon. So he didn't want to have to break up with you and find someone else and took his chances. I haven't been cheating on him. Wasting your time telling that to me won't get you anywhere. All I'm saying is that my brother knows about what you've been up to, so you should talk with him about your predicament now. That also means that you have no right to a settlement from him since you've been with another man while dating him and have been stealing his money. If anything, he has the right to get a settlement from you if he wants to do so. Sure, he and I might have been trying our best to not worry about what you were up to while engaged, but today you show that there's really no point in being married to you, so now he can fight back and put you in the ground. I never stole anything from him either. I would never do any of those things. Like I said, there's no reason to be wasting your time telling me all those things, as I'm not the victim. You should be saying that to my brother, but it most likely won't do anything there either, since he's a whole lot smarter than you. It's funny to think about your way of thinking. This whole time, my brother's been taking good care of you while you've cheated on him and taken his money. Then come the day that we tell you we found out and that your chances of marrying him are gone, you want to get a settlement to sue? I think with the sloppily put together boat that you're in, you should stop trying to rock it so much. But Grayson never said anything to me about how he knew all along. That's because my brother is very kind and was still in love with you even though you were actively harming him. What? So he was in love with me that whole time? I never wanted to have him leave me. Oh, but now it's too late to try and win him back. Is it too late? It's very late now. I'm happy to hear that you finally started to realize that, but you've already gone and taken things way too far with all of this. So I'm not really sure what will happen to you next. I just think that if you go out looking for another man as nice as my brother, you're going to be looking for a needle in a haystack. Now, I have to go. From now on, you'd better stop making things up about other people's education just so that you can pick on them all you want.
I'm sorry about what happened a few days ago. Things got really crazy then. I think I can get in touch with my boss and set up a dinner for us to all go to and have the talk he'd been wanting to have.
I'm fine after all that, but can the same be said for you, Grayson? Have things between you and Ray really calmed down at all since then?
Ray finally got around to realizing all the wrongs she'd committed, and even came to me apologizing for them all.
What? Ray can actually do something as adult-like as that?
But I made it very clear to her that something like marriage between her and I could never happen. So I told her to leave me. And I told her I would not be getting a settlement from her.
Is that so? Well, that sounds like something only someone as kind as you could do.
I'm really thankful that you helped me realize all the horrible things about Ray there last minute. The next time you make a trip back to the States, I'd love to have you come and work for us.
I'm still unsure about moving back to the States long term, though. Grayson, for the time being, please take care of yourself. Make sure that you don't end up being used by someone again because of your kindness.
I know. I think I'm going to be putting most of my focus into my work again.
I'm going to start doing the same thing. Then, let's both do our best. Have a great time back at work, Dr. Grayson. See you then. In the end, any talks about still getting married vanished, and that job Ray had only started working in the hospital was ended as well. Surprisingly, Ray actually learned her lesson after all of that and has gone over to my mom and dad's house plenty of times now to show them just how sorry she is. I think she's finally starting to see just how nice and rare of a man my brother is. And that's why every time she comes over to their house apologizing, she asks them about him and if he'd ever be willing to take her back. But of course that is never going to be happening, as my brother is completely ignoring her now, just like I had been wanting him to do all along. I've heard that after the wedding failed and Ray had to leave Grayson's house, her parents both did exactly as she was saying they'd do and disowned her. They didn't do it because she couldn't get married to a doctor, though, but because of the fact that she had done so many terrible things to him and I, even though they scolded her plenty back when she was in high school for acting that way with men. I'm not sure what she's going to do with her life now, but considering that my brother never forced her to pay him a settlement or anything, that man she cheated on him with should still be around, right? Maybe it's time she went and married him instead, since she thought that he was worth cheating on a doctor for in the first place. As for myself and Fred, the owner of that hospital, we did go out for dinner with my brother before I left, but after being asked if I'd like to come and work at his hospital again, I had to explain to him that it wasn't going to happen yet. You see, I have this man that I met in Europe, and things have been going so well between us that I might just stay there for the rest of my life with him. But I haven't explained that to anyone in my family yet because I want to make sure he's really the right man for me, so that we can avoid another incident like this last one. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.